the feeling of giving up. That's probably that's the scariest feeling, I think.
Even children can have thoughts of suicide, which is very difficult for us to conceive. The stresses that they have in their life may not seem the same for us as adults, but really suicide is such a unique experience for the individual. It's what's happening for them and the way that they're internalizing and understanding it. And if you are in a community, school, family, where you're not accepted for who you are, that is your whole world. So that can be very, very difficult.
There was a study done at the University of Alberta where out of a student body of about 40,000, 400 would experience some sort of suicide ideation, 28 would attempt, and 4 would complete. Why aren't we more aware of this, and what are we not doing for our kids?
A significant number of young people are killing themselves every year, and especially in the Aboriginal community.
A lot of Aboriginal youth who have committed suicide or attempted suicide were under the influence of drugs and alcohol.
We have to have better timing and better access to services and supports that are culturally appropriate, especially for First Nations. And they tell us how they would prefer to be assessed and managed with their illness and addiction. We don't seem to be able to honor that.
Like for myself, even as an adult, like after I had my daughter and I had suicidal thoughts, I never wanted to tell anybody because I was afraid like someone was going to think, you know, I was crazy or there was something wrong with me. So you don't want to seek out and get proper help or support.
Younger women, the access to information and the access to ideas and with the internet and social media, and the impact that can have on a young mind who perhaps isn't able to process all of those things while managing the emotions. You know, they're going through puberty and their hormones are up and down, and failing a test, a fight with a friend. Those are pretty big things for a young person.
I can tell you that there's no one that's more surprised with the outcome of his life than Braden Titus. He was our youngest son and died last September of suicide. We decided to start a foundation with the idea that if we could save one life and do some good and make some changes, then the end of his life is not the end of his life.
If those thoughts of suicide go unchecked and untreated, unhelped from an early age, as the person grows, they intensify. And so early intervention is really important.
Make yourself a priority. We don't do that. You know, we're so busy looking after everybody else that you lose perspective.
I still haven't gotten out of it, but I think the fact that there's other people exploring it with me, and I know that it's not just me in it now. It's kind of helping me become comfortable with my environment around me, comfortable enough to sometimes talk about it when I'm feeling that kind of way. I don't think there's really anything to fear once you understand those things or start to understand them. Because I think everybody just wants to be loved.